Hey guys, welcome back to episode 7 of my Forza Horizon Let's Play. We're going to start off today's episode by just doing some more of these blue wristband events. We're going to get the next wristband in this episode, and yeah, let's just have some fun. So, one of you guys in the comments earlier was suggesting I do a little more driving in third person, so I'm going to be incorporating that a little bit into this episode. You know, I'm not the best driver in third person, but we'll give it a shot. Alright, so we're at the BBS Showdown. This is a C-Class event. I'm not sure what car I'm going to use. Ooh. Let's use the Focus. Yeah, yo, that was kind of sus. So in this video, I am going to ask you guys a bit of a question because I'm working on an upcoming video on Forza Horizon 2 and just about a few more things about that game and just kind of appreciate the game because Forza Horizon 2 doesn't get a lot of love from most of the community. There is a part of the community that remembers Horizon 2 in a really good light and really does appreciate it, but I feel a lot of the people who are newer to the Forza Horizon series kinda don't appreciate Horizon 2 as much as I personally feel that it should be appreciated. So I'm working on a video to really showcase my thoughts on Horizon 2 and why it's honestly one of my favorite Horizon games. I absolutely adore Horizon 2 for so many reasons, and obviously I'm going to go a lot more in depth in the actual video, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about Horizon 2. If you like it, or even if you don't like it, let me know the things that you don't like or do like. You know, if you absolutely hated the game, let me know why, right? Don't just be like, oh, Horizon 2 sucks. You know, give me a reason. You know, why didn't you like Horizon 2? There's always a reason for your feelings, right? So I'd love to hear what you all have to say, because for me, Horizon 2 was my first game in the series that I played. I played Horizon 1 for the first time, actually maybe a year or two ago, so I didn't have that, like, super nostalgia over Horizon 1, even though I still think it's my favorite. But Horizon 2 was my first. You know, I first got an Xbox One, my first Xbox One console, and Horizon 2, and yeah, that put me on the Forza path, and you know, Horizon 2 really does hold a special place in my heart, so I definitely want to give that game the appreciation and love that it deserves. Ooh, we're up to 100 grand in the bank account. Oh, sweet, one more event and we got this? Alright, let's do it. Okay, so we're back in this draw toss, we're going to head to our next event, and yeah, so I'm just going to continue a little bit about Horizon 2 here. You know, one of the things I mentioned in the Horizon 3 kind of mini review thing was the map of Horizon 3 was amazing, and one of the reasons why I loved the game so much. And the same thing can absolutely be said for Horizon 2 in my opinion, because that game has one of the best mixtures of really long highways for high-speed driving, and then it also has those incredible coastline roads for just cruising or even just like drifting, you know, getting out your favorite cars and just drifting those roads. Horizon 2 was so good for that. And the map, honestly, I mean, every Horizon game has its strengths and weaknesses when it comes to their maps, but Horizon 2, one of its strengths is that variation of mixing those high-speed highways, low-speed coastline roads, and also you have those really nice little town sections where you can just cruise around in your favorite cars. Yeah, Horizon 2 had such a good map. So my next topic I was going to bring up was, I mentioned a little bit about E3 in my last video and Horizon 5, but I'm going to talk about a few of the games that are, you know, besides Forza, that I am interested to see what happens at E3. Now, of course, I don't have any insider info or anything, so I don't know any more than you guys about what's actually going to be shown at E3, but I can imagine we're going to see a lot, because last year we didn't even have an E3, and E3 really is that chance for developers and publishers to really show off, especially with the next-gen consoles being out for, you know, a good while now. We're gonna really be able to see what people have been working on in regards to the new consoles, right? So it's gonna be great. I have a feeling we're gonna see a lot of, you know, secret little things that we haven't even seen before yet show up at E3, and we're gonna see some really incredible stuff. You know, unfortunately Sony doesn't actually like to go to E3, so we're not really gonna see anything on Gran Turismo 7. I wasn't expecting to anyways, because the game has been delayed until next year, but you know, at least we know now that we're, unless it's some ridiculous, strange, out of nowhere curveball, we're not going to see anything about Gran Turismo 7 at E3. So something interesting I saw someone saying in the comments earlier was something about the Crew 3, and if I'm totally honest, I totally forgot that the Crew 3 could even be a thing, because I haven't played the Crew 2 in such a long time. I kind of forgot even when the game came out. So the Crew 3, that's very interesting, and I think it's a possibility. And the more I think about it, the more I think we could actually see some sort of a teaser either at E3 this year or at a Ubisoft event, you know, sometime soon, because Ubisoft will have their own event as like a little showcase or whatever sometime this year. I don't know the exact date, but I believe it's within the next few months, probably, you know, July or, you know, end of June. So we could see something about the Crew 3. Here's my prediction, is we'll see a slight teaser at E3 this year, at a Ubisoft conference or something like that, and then we'll see a much more in-depth reveal at a Ubisoft Forward event sometime later on this year. I think that could definitely happen. I mean, it's a little ambitious. I think, you know, it still might be a little early to see anything about the Crew 3, but if I'm dreaming, I think that could definitely be the case. Now, if you've heard me talk about the Crew 2 in the past, you probably know I don't have a very high opinion of the game. I think it does some things very, very well, but I think it's inferior to its own predecessor, you know, the original The Crew, which I really loved the original Crew, and I think the Crew 2 tried to do too much with the cars, boats, and planes thing, and the whole, like, almost not festival, but like stunts, Olympics thing with cars and all that. I think it went a little too overboard in the action, you know, arcade department. I really liked the more realistic, grounded approach that the original The Crew had, and it was a little like dark and gritty in terms of story and mood and design and all that. I really loved that aspect of The Crew 1, and both games, I mean, they have a very similar map, of course, because it's the States, but that map is absolutely incredible. That is by far one of the best things about the Crew games is, I mean, the maps that they've had are just, they're incredible. Ridiculously huge maps, and there's not a huge amount of, you know, little attention to detail things. There are some, but it's not like a Rockstar game where the world is so, like, unbelievably crafted to every inch. And, you know, it is a Ubisoft game, right? You can't expect too much from them, but at the same time, I have high hopes for the Crew 3. I think that they'll learn from their mistakes and kind of just, I think they can bring it around. Okay, so I think, there it is. Nice. Now, I believe we'll probably have another Star Showdown, which I think we should do that next.
Hey, I wasn't really trying back there. How about we try again? Just you and me. I'll give you my car if you beat me.
Oh, Diablo SV? Yes, please, and it's close by too. Let's do this. So, changing the topic a little bit, I was going to talk about something that I've been very interested to in real life cars, and that would be the new Subaru BRZ and the Toyota GR86. You know, I've always been interested in the current gen of the GT86 and then the BRZ, of course, and seeing the new ones, I'm very excited to see how they drive. And you know, who knows, you know, if I do well at work and all that, maybe I can end up getting one, because those cars are, they've always been very interesting to me as a little more affordable sports cars. You still have your basic, you know, front engine, manual transmission, rear wheel drive car. Like, I'm very interested in these cars, and if I could get one, that would be absolutely amazing. Oh, I don't want to race in this thing. Let's do that. We haven't driven the ISF in a long time. Let's do that. Damn, what is up with that thing? I mean, it is a Lamborghini, and I'm in a ISF, so, you know, there's a bit of a power difference here. But yeah, the new GR86 and the BRZ, I think they've done a few really important things with the new car, and they've kept it naturally aspirated, which is one thing I was really hoping that they would do. What are you doing, Duke? I really hope that they did not throw a turbocharger on the car, because that would just ruin a lot of what made the old car so great, which was you had to work for the power, and adding a turbo just adds so much more weight and complexity and then difficulty of engineering that it really just, it's not worth that extra, you know, 50, 75 horsepower that a turbo would add. And not to mention the price increase would be ridiculous. We'd probably end up having a car that would cost, you know, almost $10,000 more than the old one if they turbocharged the thing. So I wouldn't see a justification for a turbocharger on the new car, right? And I'm saying that as someone who owns a turbocharged car. Can I even say turbocharged correctly in this episode? Jesus. But anyways, I think, ooh, yo, can I hit this? Nope. Alright, well, I tried. But little tangent about turbochargers aside, they've done some really good things. They didn't increase the weight of the new car by that much. I think it's virtually the same weight, give or take a few pounds here or there. And they've kept, you know, the weight balance is good. They gave it a little more horsepower, which is great, and then got rid of that weird little torque gap that the old car used to have, which is very noticeable. And oh my, can I not crash into everything in this episode? But they got rid of that old torque gap and all of that. I think that's going to translate to a much more progressive and balanced car than before. The old one, we really had to rev it out in order to get anywhere with the car. And I think giving that extra, dividing the power more evenly throughout the power band of the car will really translate to a much better driving car in the end. And I'm really excited to drive one for the first time, and you know, maybe eventually, you know, in the future end up owning one. So, you know, I'm gonna keep grinding, working hard, and see if I can own one in the future. You know, as much as I love my Fiesta ST, it is still, it's not a rear wheel drive car and all that. It's fun, it's stupid fun for a front drive car, but it's no rear wheel drive car. And yeah, I'd love to make that switch in the future. And bye bye, Duke. I want your Lamborghini, please.
Hell, you can keep it, dude. Watch out when you're changing up to third. I think the gearbox is about to fall out.
Yeah, it's a Lamborghini. They're built like that. Oh my goodness, are you hearing what I'm hearing? Yeah, this might be the best sounding car in the game. Yeah, I think V12s are like God's gift to our ears, because I mean, just listen. That's so good. Oh my god. I'm never leaving this thing. This is definitely gonna be one of my most driven cars. So I wanted to include this at the end of this video for the people that are really keep watching this series. First off, I want to state I am so thankful for the continued support that you all have been watching, and if you get this far in the video, I do appreciate it. I really do. But I want to ask this here at the end for those that really do watch this series. Do you all really want me to continue this? Because I enjoy making them, and they're great, but at the same time, there are other videos I would like to make, and would you all be okay with me doing like one of these a week instead of two? Because what I'd love to do is, I have limited times off, right? So I'd love to do these like once a week, and then at the same time have another video during the week that would suit the some of the other viewers who are more interested in the more video game essay kind of videos that I make, because I enjoy making both of those, and I don't want to just do the Horizon Let's Play. So for those of you that watch to the end, would you be okay with one a week, or is two a week really important to you guys? I really enjoy hearing your feedback, and I do want to hear that for sure. Okay, wow, that is a lot of events. I'm going to quickly look around and see if we have any new showcase events as something we can do. It doesn't look like it. There is that one on the left, which is for a Mini, but not super into that. And let me just check and see if we have any barn finds when I leave here. Because, sometimes a game will just throw you a random barn find, and I think if it was, kind enough to do that, that'd be a nice way to end this episode. So, no barn find ever showed up. I think, this episode's getting pretty long here, so I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, as I mentioned a little earlier, for those that are watching this far to the end, let me know, would you guys be okay with one a week, or do you, are you really adamant that you want two a week? My in real life job is starting to slow down a little bit, so I'll probably have a little more days off, so who knows, maybe I could still do two a week, which would be good, but we will all just have to wait and see. And again, let me know in the comments, and yeah, you don't have to just comment about that, as many comments as you like, all of that good stuff. So, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in episode 8. Take care, guys.